What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dr. J to another episode here. And today we are talking about how to prepare for a life of permanent reskilling. Three things I'll talk about in today's vlog post is here is about that reskilling, how you constantly need to prepare for that. Three things you need to, basically you need to self-train yourself, have an entrepreneurial mindset, and control the information overflow. So three things that I'm going to discuss more about that in detail. The reason I'm discussing this is because a few weeks ago, not a month ago actually, the Harvard Business Review put out a great article titled Reskilling in the Age of AI. If you haven't read that, I highly recommend you read that. I'm posting up the link right here in the chat box. I highly recommend you read that article. And it really, I'm not going to give the full details because I think you should read it. I don't want to give away everything that's talked about in this great article. But basically, we're living in the age of AI. I don't think we are going into it. We are in the age of AI. I keep reading the constant articles about how AI is going to take over some jobs. It already is in a sense. I don't think that we're going through a revolutionary period where we have this tool of AI getting into the workforce and making, maybe perhaps some jobs obsolete or enhancing jobs or making it easier to do certain jobs. And that this always happens in the workforce. Every so often, we have a new piece of technology that takes over the industry to enhance the job and make some jobs obsolete. Right when the trains came, and horse and buggies, and when the trains came, and then all of a sudden the cars came and made the horse and buggy a thing of the past. Right when we started having electricity, it made the folks who would light up the candles in the streets and made that obsolete. The milkman obsolete. The person operating the elevators on a daily basis became obsolete as technology and things came about. Things would become obsolete. And so we're going to start seeing that more and more, making certain jobs obsolete. But now we have to prepare ourselves, everybody, no matter if you are a 9 to 5 employee or an entrepreneur, whatever you are in today's age, whatever again, if you're 9 to 5 employee, consultant, educator, entrepreneur, whatever it is, you're living in an age where you're gonna have to constantly reskill yourself to make yourself a valuable asset in society. The days of, oh, I don't know how to do that are basically gone because someone can probably do it probably better than you and probably cheaper than you. But of course, again, we're living in the constant age of the reskilling, so you're gonna have to constantly prepare yourself for that. And the first way is to prepare to self-train. Back in the day, jobs would, have all these trainings for you, attend trainings, get trained, and then, of course, go out into the workforce. That's the thing of the past. In many jobs, you're just basically thrown into the wolves. Maybe you'll get a little bit of training, and then you have to figure out yourself. Some jobs are beneficial in terms of, hey, we have these courses you can take online, whether it's through LinkedIn Learning or some other source. You can go and train yourself. But most of the time, if not all the time, you're gonna have to reskill and retrain yourself on a constant basis. You're probably gonna have to go on YouTube. You're probably gonna have to go on some website to take some courses. But it's just really you're self-training yourself. You thought when you graduate from college that this schooling was over. No, like you're going to a whole new different schooling where you are training yourself to learn a new skill, to relearn a skill, or to enhance the skill. This really those are the three things, right? You're either learning a new skill, you're being retrained on the skill, or you're enhancing the skill. Because those are the three things that in terms of the skills, but it's always in a constant basis to learn. So you need to prepare yourself for that self-train at all times, no matter what. The second thing is that you need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. I've done videos in the past where I talk about the entrepreneurial mindset, and it's detrimental that you have that mindset at all times. Building an entrepreneurial mindset doesn't mean that you have to go start a business. Building a business is a whole different other thing that I'm talking about at this moment. And what I'm talking about having the entrepreneurial mindset is finding the solutions, being forthright, being forward thinking, where you don't see problems, you see solutions. You're gonna have to build that entrepreneurial mindset because jobs now are looking for people who are going to be able to solve the problems quickly and more efficiently. And so when you have that entrepreneurial mindset, it's going to make much more of a you'll be much more of a value to the organization that you're part of. Okay, here's a problem. What's the solution? How can I come up with how can I have a team around me that's going to be able to solve this problem that is going on? And being, of course, positive about the outcomes and taking that calculated risk. So having that natural mindset is definitely really important to start building if you don't have one. There are tons of resources out there. Of course, you could definitely check out my website here, and of course my YouTube channel where I talk about the entrepreneurial mindset, how you can do that. But I highly encourage you to start building that mindset. Building the entrepreneurial mindset is tremendously important in this age of constant, permanent life of reskilling. I really like I don't I don't know how to sugarcoat that, but we really are living in this age of constant reskilling. Um, we like to think that we're not, but we are. If you look at the past, the tools that we used probably 10 years ago are not being, they've advanced and they're much better. Now we have to learn how to use tool like Chat GPT. How do you properly use that tool? Just when we've mastered Google, how to look for things on Google. Now we got to remaster and reskill ourselves in learning how to use this tool of ChatGPT and other AI tools that are going on. I'm telling you, it's a constant reskilling. And so by the time we are very formal and know how to properly operate ChatGPT, there's going to be something that's going to replace that. And then we're going to have to reskill ourselves in learning how to use that particular tool. So it's definitely important to do that. So, and the last thing, of course, is being able to control the information overflow. There is so much information that there's just an overflow of information. I cannot tell you how many articles and how many notes I have that I constantly get that I just don't get to, of the continuous amount of information that's just flowing every single day into my inbox. Like I get constant new letters about new things and continuing education and educational technology. Um, all these other things, and it's how do you control that information overflow? I think that's going to be very important, and one of the ways to control that information overflow is basically it's like, what are you trying to learn? What is the topic? What is the subject that you're trying to learn more about? I think that's one way to look at it, is to the information overflow. One of the things that I do is when I get all this information, articles and links, YouTube videos and such, and I got all this stuff and I compile it, and then I go, well, what is all this? Like, am I learning a new skill? Am I reskilling myself in a particular topic or a tool? If the answer is no, then I don't need that stuff. Like, then what am I need this for? Like, I just do away with it. I don't need it. So control the continuous overflow that comes into you. Maybe you have to unsubscribe from some newsletters that are probably not as important to you anymore. Maybe you don't need to subscribe to a certain YouTube channel anymore that does not pertain information to you, or stop following certain social media channels that are probably not giving you that information that you need to kind of control that continuous information, right? That's coming to you, because information is great, but that information overflow. There's only so much you can store in your brain and learn from and know. Like it's just so much stuff. You can't just. I mean, yeah, you can store stuff. I mean, we always say what we use 10% of our brain. You can store it, but I mean, are you going to constantly use that all the time? Probably not. And so you're going to have to really focus on how to control the information overflow. So again, prepare yourself for a permanent life of reskilling. Yeah, again, there's just no way around it. We are living in this constant age of information overflow. We're living in an age where there's a new tool coming out, or this tool is like enhancing a software on version XYZ of it, and so you're gonna have to learn how to use it properly, and you're gonna have to self train yourself. Again, it's very rare that you'll work for a company that has its own institution that is going to train you. Like for example, McDonald's has Hamburg University, and other big corporations have these universities within their corporate, excuse me, within their organization. But not every business has that, right? Small businesses don't have their own little universities that they can train you. You're gonna have to go find the resource yourself, whether that's through Coursera, edX, LearnGenics, some other type of resources that you can have that you're gonna have to look through that I can provide you those continuing education courses, that training that you need. You can probably find it on YouTube, but make sure that you're properly searching the correct learning tools. All right, folks, I'll leave you off with that. But remember, we're living in a constant age of permanent reskilling. Remember, you need to prepare yourself to train yourself. You have to self train yourself. You have to build an entrepreneurial mindset. And if there's other videos of me on that, so just make sure you click like and subscribe my YouTube channel to find more videos on that entrepreneurial mindset. And of course, the last thing is control the information overflow. Block out the things that you don't need, that are not improving on your information that you need to use today. Everything else can just do away with for the time being. Maybe put it somewhere else, or just get rid of it. But anyway, all right, I'll leave you off with that. So make sure you click like and subscribe here, and of course, go on my YouTube channel. That right there on Dr. J Real Talk. Click like and subscribe, and make sure you visit me on my website, www.jphd18.com, and I'll check you guys out next time.